Alright, so we're just in the park and we just finished our workout.
It's intense.
These killers right here. It was funny, we had some like crazy guy on a bike riding by. And working on our exercise, doing different things. He's like, come on, you guys gotta do better than that. And he's driving by. You got crazy people here. Again, I didn't get any footage of the actual working out because this is like technically our first day because the last day was kind of like short. And I want to focus more on the training. But as the exercises, they get more routine and stuff like that, I'll be able to get some footage, get in their faces, and get all this action style footage and stuff like that, and then training. But it's gonna be cool to see their progress. Things are gonna get easier. We got a nice weekend to rest, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in a week's time or in a week and a half time, you're gonna see some progress, and that's what we're looking for. I also want to take this moment to give a shout out right now because my main man Nick, you know who you are, my friend. Thanks for giving my man a water.
Yep. Good luck, Nick.
When we come to Panera, I decided to have leftovers. What's up, guys? I'm in, what's this called place called? Primac? Shop by now. I just ran into some fans. What's your name? So guys, Ivan. They've been fans since 2011. Oh geez, that's before me. I met Tommy like in 2012, 2013. So it's a Friday night. We're about to hit the clubs. Just kidding, we're not hitting the clubs. But no, Emma and I. We're about to go to one of Emma's friends' places. Nice little Friday night. It's like our first time actually going out with like other human beings besides ourselves, I think. Moving in? Is it?
Yeah, but it's like the third or second week we live here.
True. Let's get a screenshot. This is the wrong song. You hate how I hold the camera? I don't have a good angle. Is this a better angle?
Can you
Is this a better angle? How about this?
Could you please stop?
I'm so annoying, aren't I?
Yeah. Please stop.
What's up, guys? So it has been a long day. Now this is the next day, but I really wanted to upload this, and we got home really late, and I wanted to wait the next day, the next morning. This way I can record this because it's a really big deal, and I wanted to get off my chest. I really think this is a big deal because I know a lot of you, if not all of you, have a sister or a cousin, a girlfriend, or a mom. There is a female that you have in your family. And we hear these stories quite often of mugging, kidnapping, these horrific and tragic stories of how women get taken advantage of physically and how they're abused or attacked in some sort of way. Now, I've been teaching martial arts for a very long time, and one of the things that we realized and we discovered that most of these situations are preventable. And by most, we mean a lot. Like literally the majority. Now, we're not saying that they're asking for it or they're being irresponsible completely or they're not being smart. It's just that people who prey on other people, that's what they do. They take time for that. They're good at it. They know what to look for. They know what not to look for. They're looking for a specific type of person, and they're waiting for someone to give them the signal that, hey, this is the person that I'm going to attack. This is the person that I'm going to go after. And quite often, women give off these signals without even realizing. Whether it's getting into an elevator with somebody and not being confident, not making eye contact, shying away from the person, tightening the purse, and then showing that immediate fear. And then when the door opens, you get out first instead of allowing them to get out first and not giving them the opportunity to follow you. But I recently just heard this story, and it's about a woman who had taken Uber. Uber is so popular now, and they're talking about, especially with taxi cabs or these type of services, that it puts women in a vulnerable position. Now, I heard this story that this woman was attacked in an Uber, taken to this place, and sexually assaulted. And what I did as a martial arts instructor, I like to look into the story and realize at what point did the attacker decide that this person was going to be it. Sometimes it's, you don't get it in the end of the story, you don't have the details of the moments leading up to the attack, but sometimes you do, and you can kind of realize at what point that person made that decision. Because believe it or not, most of the time it is not random. Listen, if an attacker wants to attack you or wants to hurt you or want something, they want to make it as easy as possible for themselves. So they're not going to pick somebody that they think is going to be difficult or challenging or is going to give them a really hard time. Again, there are these rare cases. We're not talking about those. We're talking about the majority of the cases that happen. And again, the only reason I'm saying this is because I know that it's important, and I know that if some of you are listening to this, and if you have females in your family, or even for yourself, you can share this with this, and hopefully it can help you guys. So what had happened is that this woman had called an Uber, and then when she had called an Uber, allegedly this was a story, is that the gentleman and the Uber asked her and told her that she needed to pay with cash. Now at this point he could have had some story and saying, oh, it's not working or whatever, but he proceeded to ask for cash. So that's step number one. Already he's doing something that he's not supposed to be doing. He's putting you in a position that he shouldn't be doing. So they proceed to go to an ATM. They go to the ATM. She gets out of the car, goes to the ATM, and then comes back into the car. And then at that point is when it's allegedly that she was taken somewhere and then locked in the door, and then that's when the assault happened. And what happens is step number one. If it's late at night and you're getting a taxi service and you're by yourself and you're a female, or if you're a younger adult, you're already in a vulnerable position. Step number one. So anything skeptical or sketchy after that has to be a warning sign to remove yourself or get out. It can't be like, oh, it seems kind of weird, let's keep going. Because what happens is, if you take that next step, what's leading after that, the possibilities, can be very tragic. So what I'm trying to say is that over 95% of these situations, at least, way over the majority, there are these warning signs. There are these things that people don't catch, or they sort of catch, but they don't really think of it as anything. Awareness is everything when it comes to self-defense and preventing situations. You want to think preventing first. And what happens is people get attacked in the same place all the time. You know, it's not like usually random places in random types of circumstances. It's usually very similar. At a bar, you know, down an alley, down the busier street, or you know, a taxi cab service, when you're alone. When you're at a party and you're at an event and you're alone, and there's alcohol or there's drinks or there's something else. These situations usually present themselves in the same setting. So you have to realize, when am I vulnerable and when am I not, and when am I really vulnerable and when am I not as much. And what happens is, the difference between when am I not as much and when I really am is what's cloudy and gray, and people don't really understand the difference. And when they get in those situations, it's very important, the decision that you make when something kind of goes, you know, gray, when it kind of seems like it's weird, like when a guy says, oh, you know, oh, I need cash, that doesn't make sense, even for me. And I'm not someone you consider to be, you know, completely vulnerable, because I, you know, physically be able to defend myself. If somebody, you know, a gentleman is there, not that a woman can't, but just, you know, generally speaking, I would challenge him and not just allow him to, you know, because it doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna be put in a situation that doesn't make sense, because once that happens and once it becomes a gray area, then you become even more vulnerable. So what I'm saying is, you can take and look at these situations, these tragic, you know, attacks or assaults, and realize at what point did it go from preventable to an assault? At what point did the attacker make a decision that now this is the person that I'm going to attack? When did that person make themselves the target? Because there's a point when there's a point between you're not the target and then you're the target. And you understanding when that is, and you're not gonna know when the person is an attacker, you never know. But you can at least put yourself in a better position and not realize a lot of times that we're walking ourselves into, you know, that target zone. We're walking ourselves right into, and now making your situation or yourself in the setting from sort of vulnerable to now you're really vulnerable, and now you're exactly what an attacker will be looking for. And that's what you want to be the least. I'm not saying you're going to be able to prevent all situations, and I won't, nobody will. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that you can at least put yourself in the smallest chance, and you don't want to walk yourself into, you know, the so-called target. So again, if you have any questions about this, about any more details, I obviously didn't go into extreme detail, but I really hope this would help you guys. I really hope that this, you know, helps in some sort of way. God forbid any of you get attacked or get yourself in a situation. But again, I really want this to help. So leave a like to the video and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Oos.